Muy buenas noches. Bienvenidos a Club Deportes TV. Today we're going to have a show in English, but let me introduce you first in Spanish. Club Deportes, para que nos visite en clubdeportes.com, también que nos siga en Twitter, Club Deportes, @Club Deportes, en Instagram, @Club Deportes Austin, ahí para que encuentre toda la información del mundo deportivo, en especial todo lo que es el Austin FC con cosas originales, y del Austin Bold FC, para que nos sigan todo el fútbol profesional de Austin. Lo pueden encontrar en Club Deportes. So we're going to be having a show in English, but first let me invite you to join us on clubdeportes.com. You can see their galleries. You can see the information about everything on all the sports world in clubdeportes.com. Follow us on Twitter at Club Deportes. Follow us on Instagram at Club Deportes Austin. You're going to have all the information and a lot of stuff, original stuff from Club Deportes about the Austin FC and also Austin Bold FC. All the professional soccer in Austin, you have it in Club Deportes. Now we're going to go to camera número 3. Perfectamente, right there. Okay, you already saw the cover, so you know who the guest is. And it's, we feel very proud to have her. Imani, bienvenida. Welcome to FCTV. It's really, really great to have you with us tonight.
Gracias para todos.
You need to speak loud because you're going to be here.
Lo siento, mi español es muy mal.
No.
Saving her voice. That's all it is.
In English, I'm going to try my best English, but we want to hear everything, your thoughts and everything, and also we have Ricardo Quesadilla that I introduced him in the second place because he's he's not important. He's always important, but he's kind of like a home guy. He already been here for how many times? Like 3?
Twice.
This is twice or the 3?
This is the third time.
This is the third time. Okay, so Jorge Chavez is still the
leader.
The leader with 4 entries. Anyways, guys, welcome again, and we're going to start first. Before we go to the game, let's start with Imani. Imani, you're one of the capos from La Murga and Los Verdes.
Yeah.
So, how hard it is? What is the thing you do? Tell us a little bit about your day on, right there, look at that. Your day on, tell us about one of your regular days on a game day.
Game day is we do a lot of preparation, I think, for game days. A lot of people don't realize, especially with Austin FC being a new club, there's a lot of moving pieces for leadership for the sports group that goes on behind the scenes. And so game days are fun, but we also just want to make sure we're doing the best we can, because just like we don't have a big salary to pay wages for players, we also don't have a crazy huge club with lots of stadium security staff to do every little thing for us. So we have to do a lot of it ourselves, and I know a lot of people wake up early to go hang banners, and we go over any security protocols. We make sure we're doing anything with the march. Sometimes we have to talk to APD and say, okay, this is our march route. This is when we're gonna march. This, they know when to expect us now.
So, and besides that, you need to practice weekly. Have you?
Yeah, I think the Murga idea is kind of anyone can come play as long as they come put in the time. And so I think it's really positive to have the practices. I know for me as a capo, I always love singing. I always love the supporter culture. I love the culture. I love the energy, the vibe. I want to be able to affect the game. We as the 12th man can affect the game, and if we bring that extra, then the players feed off it. So we really want to give everything just for that 2 hours. Plus at the end, if you've had a hard week, you can't say anything to your boss, you can't say anything to your spouse or your sibling or anything. Sometimes you just need to blow off some steam and have a good time and enjoy yourself and just put it into the energy of the game and
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. I always say, sing louder when you're angry, sing louder when you're nervous. Just keep singing, and it's all good.
But I had a space last week after the 4-0, and you joined us. I was surprised when I invited you to talk, and then it felt like you really felt not happy with the team on that particular moment. And this is a question that I need to ask you, because most of the time, the word from Los Verdes and La Murga is, hey, we have to be there winning, winning, losing, or whatever. And yes, that's fine, but you guys are fans too. I mean, it's not just like you don't feel the 4-0, let's say.
Yeah, we are supporters, and we're gonna support. And most of us, we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul. We know what's ahead. At the same time, we want to support them, but the reality is the reality. We also want them to play well for us too. It is kind of a social contract in a way.
Yeah.
We provide this amazing atmosphere. We take time out of our lives to come make an amazing event for people all over the city, kind of together to be this like positive thing. We can have that. We're allowed to have these positive moments, once or twice a week.
Yep.
I think that's really important to like keep soccer positive and uplifting. And I think if you can have that atmosphere in the stands, it'll help the players on the field. And there's a lot to be said in that. I support Liverpool. I think the mentality in Liverpool is very much that way, and I admire the whole Scouse culture over in England. I admire, well, they're not English, they're Scouse, but I admire the whole culture over there. I admire that, American Outlaws, we've kind of set out to do the same
You're part
for
of
U.S.
it, right?
soccer. Yeah, I'm also a captain for American Outlaws. And so I've been in AO for almost 12 years now. And, yeah, when we started AO, we were just, young kids. And we were just we want to make this cool and fun. Because they were well, where's the U.S. fans? Where's the U.S. presence at major tournaments? There wasn't one. Where's the whole street full of dancing U.S. supporters and everybody out having a good time? It's a huge carnival, and there wasn't one, and we're no, we want this. So, I honestly can say there's probably about 500 to 1,000 people spread out throughout the country who are we're going to put U.S. soccer, on our backs and kind of build it in our local communities, and then also hosting games. So now I get to host here in Austin, too. It's pretty nice.
It is, right? And then having a qualifying game to the World Cup, and now everybody's talking about the probably friendly game with the Mexican national team in December.
Yeah.
That's something that people is talking. But anyways, Austin definitely is now on the soccer world, but we didn't win.
Yeah.
New England won the number one fan base on 2021. And I thought we were. We were on the top. No, we were not.
I gotta give props to them too, though. I have to say, I'm originally from New England, and I have a lot of friends who are long-time diehard Revs fans. And hey, we can be honest on this show, right? We're allowed to be honest here.
Let's do it.
I'm allowed to be honest. Being a Revs fan is one of the most painful supporter experiences because it is they know they're the most loyal fans. I give them all the credit. I was so happy to people I know who are Revs fans because the Crafts are frustrating owners, to say the least. They're up there with the Mike Ashley situation at Newcastle in terms of they're kind of being disregarded. They're still playing in an NFL stadium. They're an original MLS club. They were just perpetually underfunded. It's hard to get out to Foxborough from Boston, and it wasn't. They just seem to resist supporter culture and not evolve with the game. And so for all of my friends who stuck with it, all my friends who were in the mid-right riders, I just have to give them respect and say for them it's well-deserved because there's some pain involved. Austin FC fans, we're just getting used to this.
Exactly.
We're just getting used to this now.
How big can be the pain when you have 19 games lost? Quesadilla, you're also part of it, but we already talked to you about the Los Verdes now, Los Verdes and La Murga. You're part of the two of them, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you also part of La Murga, or?
I'm just a member for LV.
Oh, you're just a member. Okay.
I'm just a member.
So what do you think? Sorry, about Imani as a couple. I mean, you see her there. You see the energy. What do you think? What are your thoughts about Imani?
Well, actually, I was just talking to her right before we started recording, and I was telling her during one of our first practice, I think it was the first practice inside the stadium, before we actually had our home opener. I remember I brought my parents, I brought my little brothers, just so they could see the stadium, right? And see, I also wanted to see, what am I getting myself into with this, right? So we get in there, we file in, we start singing, the energy's a little mild, right? Yeah, everybody's starting to Who's Dale? You know, that type of thing.
Who's Dale?
Yeah.
Dale FC.
Who's Dale?
FC.
Why are we saying Dale?
Who's Dale?
You know, and next thing you know, Imani comes up maybe like 2-3 rows below us, hops on the chairs, and just starts yelling. No, I don't even think she had a megaphone at the time. She was just yelling.
Okay. And she was saying Dale or Dale?
No, she was saying Dale.
No, not one of those people. Don't let me with those people.
That cleared it
Don't
up
let
for
me with
so
those
many
people.
people. That cleared it up for so many people. Everybody was like, oh, I got it now, right? No, but after that, my parents always tell me, it's like, hey, they're looking out for me in the stands, and then they're also always looking at her. This is like, because it was that first impression when it's just like that, just nonstop energy during that hour and a half that we were there.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was
Yeah,
fun.
no, yeah. And so since then, you know, like, you could just see her in the stands, man. She's giving it all.
And basically, I told you just before we start the game, I said thank you, Imani, because you are here, because actually we tried to invite you before, but I went to the ground people, I think, because I asked for your number and they didn't want to give it to me. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. And actually, it happened on a time when, and I'm going to have to mention this, but I didn't see it. There was a tweet that some people was getting involved on a go, back and forth about the Mexican something. What happened with that tweet? I mean, I never saw it. I don't know if he's still there because I didn't look for it.
Was it my tweet or was it somebody else's?
I think it was your tweet and somebody was responding.
I think
you know what? It
I'm
was
a big
about
US
the game,
fan.
Mexico.
Yeah, it was
US.
the Nations League final, wasn't it? I mean,
it is.
it's a final. Our rivals. It's a heated match. I'm a big Liverpool fan too, and when we play Man United, nothing nice will be said. Nothing nice will be said. It's not personal.
It's just banter.
Okay,
It's just banter, you know?
It's not the country's thing. It's a soccer game.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not personal.
Yeah, so,
Like,
you know,
honestly, that's what I thought.
She's a capo for AO, right? So for American Outlaws. You know, I'm Mexican. You know?
I'm going to tell you this.
It's just like, you know.
I'm going to
I
tell you this.
gotta
Okay, and this, and I understood. I mean, I saw the tweets, the not your tweet. Honestly, I didn't see your tweet, and I wasn't going to feel offended. You see, we take the country's part on the context. Let's take that. I saw. Actually, I heard Quesadilla saying, "Fuck Dynamo." Okay, so it's like to say, fuck the other team, right? That's kind of.
That's it. I mean, that's
It's
it.
the
It's just
banter, like,
banter.
it's just part
you
of
know,
it.
with Dynamo fans, they're soft. They don't know how to take a joke, right?
Okay. So, but your background is from Honduras.
Yeah, I'm
Or
Mexican-Honduran.
Mexican-Honduran. Okay. If you hear somebody say, "Oh, fucking Mexicans," what do you? I mean, and I'm talking about soccer.
Okay.
I'm not talking about crossing the border or being on the street.
It
Okay,
depends
we're
on
talking
the
about
context,
we're talking about
though.
soccer, right?
About soccer inside the
Depends on the
stadium, these guys are
context.
throwing the stuff.
Okay, so like
it
Imani's
depends on
saying,
the
it depends on the context, you know? If somebody's like, oh, fucking Mexicans, like, they play dirty.
Like, that's weird. That would be a weird thing
It's like
to say.
that's a little like, you could word that better.
We can return that like pitch gringos.
Yeah,
Like,
we can
yeah,
say that
it's
too,
like-
but at the end of the day, like I could be sitting here as like, hey, I think the U.S. National team is soft.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know,
like,
I think
that's okay.
I think the women's national team does a lot more for the U.S. than the men's does. You know, I could say
Yeah.
that, and like at the end of the day,
Yeah, I think. I mean,
cool.
now my question will be like that. Anything against Mexicans without the soccer?
Absolutely not. Never crossed my mind. That was actually like we're seeing a situation in Austin where we have a lot of people who are very new to the game and very new to the supporters culture, and I think I have a unique experience with the American mentality with football, soccer, the beautiful game. Like a lot of people, they'll play and then they'll never be exposed to the culture their whole life. So they'll spend their whole life playing, but they'll never actually be exposed to like actually going to matches, actually being part of support. Like, flags, banners, and I love those stories when people tell us that they've been introduced to that. And I've been really lucky too, like I said, between U.S. soccer and Liverpool sport. Liverpool definitely draws people from all over the world. I definitely think everybody should go down to BD Riley's for a Liverpool match because you will not regret it. It is something special, and I think if people really want to see like what the beautiful game is, you can go there and find out. Just if you're curious too, but you're gonna watch the Liverpool game. There was not one TV on El Clasico in there on Sunday.
Well,
not one. We turned people away. We were just like, sorry.
Where's the pub for that?
It's in Muller.
Okay.
Okay, so that means if you feel free to say it, you will say, just a word like like fuck Dallas, fuck Houston, whatever, right?
It's about context.
It's about
context for me.
soccer. Everything is about soccer.
Yeah.
It's about
Because
context.
I say a lot of bad things. I mean, in Spanish,
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
Quesadilla, he witnessed that. I say a bunch of stuff, but everything is soccer. I mean, after we finish, Wolf is a good dad, it's a good person, and it doesn't have to be
And look,
nothing
all right,
with his.
I touched about this last time I was here. All right. I hate Houston. Like that one's personal. That one's personal, right? But Dallas, like I'll say fuck Dallas this entire week. I'll be singing fuck Dallas, right? But at the end of the day, it's nothing personal, man. It's just like, hey, man, I want your teams to succeed, but not succeed more than my team.
Okay, but that is the thing. I mean, do you? And I'm gonna go with. I know we already talked about it before. I don't know if it was with you, but that thing that Mexican national team is getting punished because we say, puto. You know what that means, right? Is that offending?
Okay,
Offensive?
so when I'm from the Northeast, so we have Latino and Hispanic people, but they're mostly like Dominican and Puerto Rican, where I'm from, like the New York area.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like derogatory terms towards Mexican Americans were new, not recently, but I had to learn about them in my youth. It wasn't something I was exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with this a little bit, because I had to learn what the word meant, and then I had to learn context of the word in Spanish, then I had to learn the context of the word in English, and then I had to figure it out. I had to like be educated about it because I just didn't know at the time. But I think that's where growth comes from, and people need to grow on these issues. I think that's a really big point in our society right now, is that where you have issues where people are like, oh, this is really offensive, or we can do better. We don't even have to be like, it offends people. We don't have to take it there. We can just be like, we can do better as people and figure something else out to say that just doesn't offend people, because a lot of it is historical context too, and I think the historical context of the situation of saying that word means a lot of things to a lot of different people. Those acts were illegal and punishable by death at some point, and a lot of terrible things happened to LGBTQ people all over the world, and I think people need to be respectful of that. But it takes a while to change.
But
something.
we're then in two different conversations here, because we said just what we talk, like fucking Mexicans or fucking güeros or whatever, but we cannot say puto because somebody's gonna get offended. I mean, there are some bad words on the stadium, like really bad ones, going towards the referee's mom or the player's mom, or like it's like really offensive, and the other one is not really one of the. On our culture.
Honestly, I don't get offended by it because I think it's banter, right?
Yeah.
But like for me, it doesn't mean like it is an attack on LGBTQ for me, right? Because like I grew up with a different context.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it all comes down to perspective in the situation. And while right now, while we're here in the U.S. and while it's being broadcasted, other people look at that and they don't understand the way we're trying to put it out.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Like I've never done it. But like I used to see it on TV all the time, and I found it funny because it's just a way to try to offset the keeper, right? But right before you
exactly. I mean, it's just like that. But anyways, we start backwards the show. We're gonna go with the game now. So let's see. Let's go first with Austin and Houston at the Q2 Stadium. I don't know if you guys have. What do you think about the 2-1 in general?
In general, all right, man. I said it a little while back too. I think we played really well. I think we could have finished a couple more of those chances. I mean, if Jite would have scored that nice volley, forget about it, man. Yeah. The roof would have gone off.
Absolutely. Good shout.
I think Stuber and even Romagna saved us quite a bit, man. They saved us quite a bit. I mean, there was that tackle by Romagna there.
Yeah. That was a good one.
He's the big unit. He's a big unit.
They did a very good game, and even Cascante with the own goal.
I don't. It was just honestly, that's over my head already. Yeah. I'm not really too worried about that. We played a good game. We could have done better, of course. We could always do better. But at the end of the day, there's that own goal. Just incredibly unlucky. It's just a matter of.
One of the things that really happens with ever since Wolf it's on the bench. Well, I will say 99% of the time. We were winning 2-0 at the halftime, and then we just like quit on everything. I mean, I was on the supporter side, behind the goalie line, and I had no pictures of we have few times they tried to do something. I mean, it was not really as they usually do, and then when they scored at 95 minutes, at the minute, I think it was like 91. 90?
91.
Okay. All right. So those 4 minutes were scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
To say the least.
It's like really. And I was thinking, I was talking to someone. I said, you know what? Owen Wolf was warming up for like 45 minutes. Owen Wolf. Can you imagine? And it's just like an imagination, okay? It didn't happen, obviously. What happened if he says, okay, Owen, we're winning 2-0. Come on, go inside. And just bad luck daytime.
No,
I mean, it's like really,
hey, look,
really.
Any
Listen.
actual like soccer fan is gonna tell you a 2-0 lead is not a lead.
No, of course.
It is not a lead.
Even if you're in minute 90.
Hey man, for Austin FC fans, for Golden State Warriors fans, a 3-1 is still not a lead. All right?
Exactly.
It's not a lead, man. Finish the game strong. I don't understand why we always come out that second half and we come out asleep.
That's a good question too, because I've had a lot to say about the team and Josh Wolf, and I know it's year one, but this is a very unique opportunity, and I we can't all be Nashville. I mean, say what you want, but Ian Ayre, he was chief executive at Liverpool Football Club, and now he's running their unit, and honestly, they're building a new stadium. They're going to be formidable. They seem to have made a lot of the right choices. Us, it feels like a handshake between lifelong friends, which is great, but if you're gonna have that kind of faith, then you've got to start putting results together, and I mean we've got to win
because
this weekend.
Most of the time, and going to the same conversation, most of the time, Verdes, and especially the guys, the leaders, they go, no, Wolfie, let's wait, let's have patience. This is the first, but that day, and I'm gonna have to mention, I had you on my Twitter space, you said I was supporting Wolf, not anymore. After the 4-0. Now, they won. You're again Wolfing?
No, that's not how it works. Okay, here's the thing. Josh Wolf, you gotta have faith in people. Josh Wolf can basically use this. I used to be one of those people who Jordan Henderson, for a long time, was a player that you knew had the talent to be great, and he just had to activate it within himself. And I think for a long time, there were some trolls, there were some terrible people that really put him down. I'm so glad he was able to overcome that. But there's a lot of other people who are just like, we know you have the ability, you're just not getting results right now, and we need you to start, making that ball when it counts. I mean, when you're playing for the best team in the world, that's what it is. And so Josh Wolf, it's like, you have this opportunity, you have a unique opportunity to literally pick your own team, something that almost no manager in the world, no matter how good, gets the opportunity to do. We're giving you this great energy in the stands. You've got the supporters behind you. We're basically selling your tickets right now because we didn't score for 5 games. That's why we started throwing beer during Cuervos. We were like, how do people start throwing the water and the beer during Cuervos? Come to Cuervos. When we go like this, it's on. It's on. When you see this, it's like, that's it. That's it. And honestly, it's because we didn't score for so many games. You were frustrated. They just start chucking. You start chucking their water, and that's what happens. So there's been situations, losing big games where we have big leads and they're just blowing everything. That's ripping people's hearts out. But we try to keep it fun and cool. At the same time, we just need to see improvement. What I don't like about this team right now is there's just not a lot of tactical discipline and organization sometimes, or there needs to be. I feel like we're not capable of managing a game yet for 90 minutes. I wonder, we have had fitness issues since day one. We know that. We've had a lot of players that we thought were going to be bigger parts of the season that didn't get to play. But that happens in every team. Part of the challenge is persevering. If you have a team where you really need 2 or 3 guys to be fit the whole season, that might never happen. You have to have a plan B and a plan C. And we're on a shoestring budget, but there are some organizational things for a long time.
I'm going to have to cut on that. Go ahead, Quesadilla.
Right, so I'd like to touch on that, right?
Yeah.
Just recently on the We Are Austin TV space, I was talking about one of our biggest faults of the season is just a lackluster bench.
Yeah.
That's where we fell. That's where we that's where we fell, and that's where we continue to fail. And unless we do something during this off season, that's where we're going to continue to fail next season. All right, and you say that Los Verdes constantly is like, oh no, Wolfen, nothing but support.
No, not everybody. Not everybody. Because you have been like straight since day one.
Yeah. See, look, I'm gonna say, I love the team, but I want results. I can support something and still critique it. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I love my brothers, man. You see, but if they bring me like a C or an F, I'll be on them.
That's why you are here.
Tough,
but, you know, ever since now you're famous, man. Now everybody knows who Quesadilla is. But you see, on the beginning, I thought, and I heard, and I saw some screenshots of Los Verdes slang saying, no, I'm fighting, you know, between each other because, no, you need to be supported. You need to be. I mean, this is soccer. I mean, if this guy is not giving results, what is the difference supporting when you can speak out and say, you know, out or whatever?
We don't want to be, like I said, like, you know, last week, like, we don't want to be the soundtrack. Like, that's my worst nightmare is that we'll, like, I think, like, when I think about a nightmare soundtrack in football, no offense, I do think of the England band, where you just hear that, like, drown of a French horn that just keeps going no matter how good or bad the football is on the pitch, and it's just, like, the same, like, it's just, like, you could just fall asleep to that, and I feel like sometimes England does do that, where they just kind of, like, go to sleep in a game that they should win. They have the talent to win and dominate, and they just don't. So, like, I don't want to be something that the players start to drown out. I don't want to be something that, you know, the opposition starts to drown out because, like, they just get so used to the noise. Like, I want to make sure that, you know, we're responding, we're reacting to things, and, like, we have to let them know that we're there still. Like, the game does matter. Like,
well, I want to bring up something real quick. So, a lot of people questioned how organic it was because they said, yeah, it sounds like a soundtrack majority of the time. But as we've grown, because you got to realize it's their first year actually doing this like real time, and you know, try to control 2,000, 3,000 people. I'm not even a capo, and I can tell you, just trying to get 5 people to agree on the same thing is hard.
I mean, it was hard since the beginning because Anthem had to split because they couldn't handle it, right? So Anthem went to different ways because they couldn't handle it. That's the thing. That's the truth. So hey. Anyways, I saw your face. You don't need to say anything. But anyways. That's the thing. Now, what I said before on another shows is, I think Los Verdes is going to split in one time because for the first season, it was some people not agree with. In some point, and you know, there are some guys that right now they feel like stars. It used to be like talking to them and say, hey, how's everything? Now to talk to them is like, come on, man, you know, I want you to show, please. No, let me see. You know, it's different now. Some guys are in a different spot, but what I'm going to, this is to succeed. You guys need to do what you did since the beginning. Let people talk. Whatever they talk, just let the people talk. You know, if they're not agree with something, doesn't matter. They just let them talk. Whatever.
I asked someone about this because this is really important. I mean, I've been in soccer sports culture in the United States for a long time now, and I spent most of my adult life trying to grow soccer sport culture in the United States, because for me, people are like, what do you want out of this? And I'm like, I want to win a World Cup. And to win a World Cup, you need players, you need coaches, and you need the support. You've got to have the crucible. You need the support. You need the players, you need the coaching, you need the support. And I want to win a World Cup. And I don't care if it takes 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, 50 years, but like, you got to build it. You know, if you build it, they will come. You know, and then we're seeing that golden generation now where they were young enough to have like big AO turnouts at like that game they went to when they were 8 years old or 9 years old, 10 years old, and now they're in the first team. So it's kind of nice to see that kind of stuff come to fruition. But you're dealing with a lot of personalities and a lot of people. And Wadeo was a great example of that, because you got people from all 50 states, and like you have lots of ideas flying, and people that communicate differently, and that stuff too is really interesting as well. And it's you don't have to agree on everything all the time, as long as you just keep the mission, which is to support the club, support the team, whatever you have going on, like that has to be first, and like you got to respect one another. And like for me also, it's like put your money where your mouth is. If we have like banners saying that we're about certain things, and we got to be about those things, and like we have to actually do the things that we're promising. That's the biggest thing for me. And I said this before Anthem split, because we had a meeting, and I said, the first, I was like, you might have 2 supporters groups before we even start next year or 2 years from now. And I was like, by the end of the first year, we might have 3 or maybe 4. And like, there's a lot of supporters groups. People forget, Murga, Los Verdes, Anthem, Oak Army.
Yeah, Oak Army.
Fighting Leslie's. Like, we have like 6 supporters groups now. They're all varying sizes, but
we need to do some Club Verdes or something, like.
Why not?
Yeah, like it's all good. Like,
we give you free beer or something. Okay. Anyways, I want to say because we have a guest on the line now. Let me ask you before we go to the guest. On the media conference with Josh Wolf on Sunday after the game, he said, "Well, we're gonna win Copa Texas because it's our first year and we're gonna try to win our first cup." That's laughable.
Okay.
This is a debate today.
Now we're fighting.
This is a debate. Let's go.
Now we're fighting.
Let's go.
Talking about
Let's talk about this. This is it.
So we lost the season. The season's done for.
We're done.
Yeah,
but the person who we're gonna lose, we're gonna fight for the cup with another one that it's already eliminated.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Considering in the MLS side of things, we're done. We're done, right? All we can do now is not beat the laughingstock of Texas. All right, as an Austin native, born and raised here, Copa Tejas means a lot more than you think. Okay. All right, it means a whole lot more because I'm not gonna let no Houston dudes come over here to my city and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when y'all placed bottom of the table, got eliminated from Copa Tejas." It's like that's looking like that's gonna be Houston anyways. All right.
Okay.
So.
No, I got you. Let me say welcome, bienvenido a Jesús Padilla from Impacto Deportivo. He is from Dallas. Jesús, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Welcome.
¿Qué tal? Jorge, Iturralde y a tus invitados, pues me da mucho gusto saludarles y aquí estamos con lo que ustedes gusten para darles un poco de batalla.
Okay, vamos a hablar un poquito en inglés para que so she can understand. Quesadilla and I will speak Spanish, but we're going to try to make Imani on the conversation, also the people that is listening is in English. Jesus, what Copa Tejas means for Dallas FC?
Copa Tejas in this year is very important for the FC Dallas because FC Dallas is terrific in the league. They won only Copa Tejas. They said to everybody, we have the Copa Tejas, the first Copa Tejas, and our power, and this is the best team in Texas.
Okay, even if the number 14, no, 15, 16, and 17.
Yes.
even if it's like a second division tournament, no?
That's laughable. Hey, Jesus,
right.
look, man.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all not the best team in Texas. I'm sorry to tell you this. Y'all an academy plant. That's all y'all are.
Wait. But he's a journalist. Don't.
I'm sorry. I took that a little personal. All right. No, but props to Dallas in all honesty. This weekend's going to be a fun one. I'm hoping that Josh Wolf doesn't hit us with another one of the Wolf specials and rotates for an important game.
Man.
Okay, Jesus, let's listen to. You have Pepe's right? Let's listen to Pepe very quick, and then we ask Jesus to give us his opinion.
Fueron eliminados.
Do you need my opinion about Pepe?
Partidos.
Okay.
No, creo que todo lo tenemos que hacer por el club, eso no es por el club, pero todos tenemos familia que queremos sacar adelante, eso creo que la motivación es entre nosotros, entre hacer lo mejor para el compañero y sacar todo esto adelante y seguir luchando por el trabajo que tenemos.
It's okay. No lo oímos nosotros. We didn't hear that on. I don't know if Jesus was able to. They were able to listen to the to Pepe? Jesus? No, probably not. Okay, so we didn't hear that. Okay, Pepe was saying that he's gonna pray. They're playing for their families and they're playing for the pride. Go ahead, Jesus.
Okay. Do you need my opinion about Ricardo Pepi?
No, about what you guys expect about this game. Oh no, Ricardo Pepi. Yeah, obviously we're gonna hear your opinion about Ricardo Pepi, but let's start.
Oh.
Let's start with the game. I mean, it's really some because the tickets are even $10.
Yes, and this is the game for this Saturday versus Austin is the last game for this season in Toyota Stadium. It's very important to attract the people, and really the last game here is versus Los Angeles FC. The cost for the ticket was $17, but include one hot dog, one beer, and ticket.
No.
Now,
Okay.
yes, a special price because the people is not interested in this moment for FC Dallas for this terrific season.
Si quieren ir
And-
poniendo videos. Ajá. No, adelante. Go ahead.
Okay, for the Austin game, they offer $10 for this game for the last game. It's very important this game for the team because they want to the last place in this division. Don't like this situation, and they try to put to the game for this game Ricardo Pepi. Ricardo Pepi don't play for the last 3 games. Don't play versus LA. Play only 50 minutes for LA Galaxy, but it's very possible to him play only versus Austin because they think if Ricardo Pepi made 2 goals in Austin, maybe made 4 goals in Dallas.
hey, Quesadilla. Okay, this is true. I mean, we need to be afraid of Pepe. It's true.
No. Like I said, at the end of the day, like it's a whole lot of banter, but Dallas is a really good team in terms of their youth. All right, I know you mentioned that these
Ya
players.
está reculando.
Yeah, no. Yeah, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Look, they're a good team in terms of the academy players, right? These players are right when they say, hey, we're playing for our city, we're playing
The
for
best in USA.
we're playing for our families and all that because they actually do come from that area. I hope that Austin does something like that eventually, right? But our academy is just starting. But at the end of the day, I still think we're the better team. It's just plain and simple. Pepe's a danger, but Romagna is just going to body him. I'm sorry. That kid not built for that.
He has no other choice. He's not quick enough. He's not quick enough. He's got
Jesus, you know that Pepe is one of the top scorers on the Q2?
Yes.
He scored twice with the national team, and he scored twice. Now, if I'm not mistaken,
yes.
Cecilio Dominguez has 5.
In Q2, yeah, 4 goals in Q2. Yes.
Okay, well, now let me ask you, Jesus, who do you guys have as a reference on Austin FC? Like a player you guys are not afraid, but you're like concerned.
A ver, en español para entenderte esta pregunta.
¿Qué jugadores crees del Austin FC que preocuparían en Dallas? ¿Qué referencia tienen ustedes del Austin FC?
Really?
¿Quién dijo?
Nobody.
No.
Nobody. You see, that's
Cecilio
the
dos
thing.
Santos,
Hey,
¿no?
Musa's coming.
Cecilio?
Musa's coming.
Listen, don't sleep on Gaines, okay? If we use him right, he's really quick.
Yeah.
We could utilize him this weekend.
Yeah, no. Jesús, muchísimas gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Apreciamos mucho tu tiempo. Nos vemos allá el sábado. Allá vamos a estar el sábado.
Ok,
Invita a las chelas,
apostamos lo
Jesús.
que quieran.
Hey,
Sure.
ya viste Quesadilla que quiere que lo invites las chelas.
Ok.
No, a ver
Sí,
si sí tenemos la oportunidad de comer. Jesús Padilla y compartimos micrófonos muchas veces en ESPN Deportes. We share the mics on ESPN Deportes. He always in Dallas. I'm always in Austin. We have years and years of
And
working.
12 years, I was the color commentary for the Spanish radio broadcasting game for FC Dallas.
Oh, okay, 12 years ago. Oh yeah, Jesus, let me ask you something, and if you can, we can say in English. What happened in Frisco? Why there is no strong fan base?
Um, en español, la pregunta.
¿Por qué crees que no haya tanta gente en las tribunas del estadio del FC? En los juegos regulares.
Bueno, okay, really, not for this season. When the FC Dallas played very well under Oscar Pareja, and they take the first place, the people attending in percentage is maybe 15,000 people per game. But the last for this season is terrific. This season is starting with around 12,000 the first 5 games, but right now it's only around 7 or 8,000 per game.
Wow, that's you know, it's something that probably we're going to see here in the future. I mean, when the team is not good, is not playing good.
Exactly.
We're going to have that.
Exactly.
Jesús, te mando un abrazo, muchas gracias.
Con mucho gusto.
Nos vemos pronto, gracias. So, okay, guys.
That was a good question. I want to answer that a little bit because I think this is important. This is probably one of the most important things, actually, about why FC Dallas fans didn't really work out. And I have a lot of people that I respect in Dallas that I've met over the years. All I'm going to say is this. MLS was marketing it to a completely different set of people than it is now. Back then they wanted to market towards families exclusively. They didn't want to market towards like single people or people who wanted to drink beer, people who wanted to go out after, before the game. They marketed almost exclusive families, and they didn't want people to stand and sing in the stands, and they didn't want people to drink beer and do any of that stuff or swear or anything like that. So we've had to fight a lot, tooth and nail, to get them to like accept that culture. And a lot of the clubs, just like I was saying with the Revs, like, you know, Midnight Redders and things like that, they've had a lot of pushback from the club. They haven't been allowed to do things like have smoke going off, even if it's just on the capo stand. Like, they haven't been able to have that stuff at all for a long time. But I think it's really important to keep that in mind, that when we talk about other supporter cultures, a lot of the clubs in MLS are products of their time of soccer in the United States. And as much as we want to be frustrated or point at other clubs and be like, oh, they don't sell enough tickets, blah, 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 they are a product of the time. And it's the same in Houston, and I feel bad about it because there are a lot of great soccer fans in Houston. But the clubs, like, they didn't really do well by their fans. They didn't really invest well in soccer. They didn't make the fan and supporter experience fantastic. Like, you have to incentivize fans to come back. And if you empower your most passionate people, they'll create the atmosphere themselves. Like, we're building Austin FC just as much as the club is, and we appreciate that kind of symbiosis. Like, we want that, but like, they empower us. Like, Austin FC has the best front office in the league, hands down. Really? The supporters liaisons are phenomenal. They genuinely are investing in the supporter culture, and I think people who are new to this need to like know that and just kind of respect that as well. Because we are being, like, not every team walks into the league and gets handed like a $250 million stadium to have fun in with a full 120-foot TIFO rig. And, like, the 3 capo stands, not just 3 capo stands, purpose-built. The roof, the sound comes back onto the field like it's a wave. It's purpose-built. Like, when I look up at the capo stand, it's vertical. Okay, we want that wall of noise that just comes cascading back onto the pitch. Like, they thought about everything. And I think that people, like, need to respect that as well when we look at other clubs and be like, you know, why is San Jose the way it is? You know, why is New England the way it is? And I hope we can inspire people in the future. Like, you know, we're inspired by Portland and Seattle, and we're just, you know, inspired by clubs like Liverpool and Dortmund and places where the supporters do influence the result. And we want to make it one of those destination places to watch soccer in the United States and a formidable place to go and play and kind of be worried about it. I'm wondering if you can you communicate with your teammates? Can you hear anything? Like,
real quick, just, you can keep going after this, right? But during the Real Salt Lake game, David Ochoa, you know, that's our keeper, right? He couldn't communicate with his backline. He couldn't talk to his backline. I saw him yelling because I sit right behind the goal. And I'm sitting there looking at this man losing his mind because he's looking at his, he's like, hey, and this guy's just
No, and I'll tell you something. I saw Redes. He was like warming up, and he was. Yo soy de los verdes. He was singing. He was like warming up, but he was singing the song. I mean, it's like contagious. I mean, you really. I mean, yeah, I understand that, but talking about soccer wise, it's hard to have a team doing this kind of season, and you guys still doing the same as game one.
So somebody actually put I think it was Chris Wellhausen or I think Chris Bills retweeted it, and somebody said it's just like, how do these supporters like these supporters go crazy for this garbage team? All right, now do I think the wording is right? Not the best, right? But they got a solid point. Regardless of the results, we're still here. But like the team needs to realize, like I said earlier, we support you, but we're gonna critique you. You know.
Okay. What I think, and I got your point. I got, because that's a really good fun. I mean, you think the way you think about soccer, but you think also about your team. And this is the way we are from when we were kids when with America, with Leon and everyone, right? So that's the way we grew up. But when you hear like after a 4-0, we're gonna keep walking. After 5 losses, we're gonna keep walking. After like. Kind of, on the media conference, things like they don't really match with what you are living, what you are feeling, what you are experiencing. I mean, for me, and I say it, and I'm going to repeat it again, because we didn't let Imani talk. For me, that thing, Wolf's quote of, we're going to win a cup on the first season, and I say it's laughable. We didn't let you talk about that.
Okay, I mean, we got to win Copa Tejas now. I think it's important.
And that's going to fix everything.
I don't think it's going to fix everything. I think we see part of how you people are like, how do you keep the energy up, Imani? How do you keep the energy up? How do you keep you can critique the team, but how do you stay positive in the moment? And I'm like, we have this one chance to salvage the season, which has been a little torturous for us fans a little bit. There were games that we lost badly. It was just bad soccer, bad coaching, poor discipline, poor individual efforts. Our designated players didn't decide to show up until halfway through July or August. It was like, oh, okay, here's Pochettino. You know what I mean? Here's Cecilia. We were like, what happened to Cecilia? I was worried about Cecilia. I was like, we don't know if we're going to sign Brad Stuver. I tried not to press the Armageddon button, but I was like, we don't know if we're going to sign Brad Stuver next season. He could leave on a free, or we could actually bump his salary up. We'll see. But Cecilia's on $1 million a year, which is a lot for Austin FC right now. And so it took him a while to start playing like it. When you only have Brad on $80K, that's a big difference. And without him, it could have been well over a 20-loss season, I think, for sure.
Who was who was the best of the season for you?
I mean, I gotta give it to Diego because I'm all about heart. I'm about heart. You gotta have heart in this team because you're not gonna start out having all the pieces that you want. This is a project. We know it's a project. It's just does the project have legs? Do we know it's going places? Because I'm looking right now and I'm like, who's reliable on this side? Who's reliable in this spine defense? Who can we rely on to we keep having an issue where we're kind of using our wing backs to attack on either side, and then the midfield's just not being disciplined. They're not dropping back. So when we get countered upon, Romagna is just trying to get back, and he just can't get back. He's just not quick.
Cascante the same.
Yeah.
Cascante the same.
Well, I mean,
they'll go flying in for a tackle. They'll overcommit. They love to overcommit in the middle of midfield, and then someone just runs by them, and they're just like, oh God. And it's just we're all just holding our breath. But there's a lot of things going on that it's fixable. Mm-hmm. Is Josh Wolf the man to fix it? That I'm not convinced of right now at all. It depends. This Houston move is good. It was not 100% convincing. We have to remember where Houston and Dallas are in this season as well. We are stinking up the bottom three, in the Western Conference, and we are also we just haven't been good enough, and I want to see that hope there. Listen, I said it before, I want to see him get mad. Like, where's the anger? Where's the passion? They can take a break from each other for the next, like, 3 or 4 months, right? Now is the time to, like, put everything out there, and I want to see that passion, because if they can do that, we can grow from this team. If Josh Wolf, who doesn't have any head coaching experience, has assembled this team, and they won't rise to these big moments, because you need to have, there's always going to be key moments of the season. I think with this many games played in a season, you have to have them at a relatively regular level if you're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we can't generate those big moments where everything is on the line, if we can't manage games for 90 minutes, if we can't control the tempo for 60 minutes at home in a packed house with the songs fine, and when we have a lead, you know, those are the things I want to see. I'm a nerd. I love football. I love the beautiful game. I love the tactical game. I love the passing. I love the tactics. I love when, you know, one of the things I love about soccer is that, like, you can have guys, 11 different guys that could speak 7 different languages. But yeah, their play is expected.
That's why, probably.
Yeah, it's so hard, but it's so beautiful.
You say
when
that's
it
why,
happens.
but I mean, you look at Europe, you got guys from
No,
Serbia.
I mean,
beautiful when it
that
actually
was
takes
probably
shape.
sarcastic.
Yeah, no.
Because now, let me tell you, we have, and I know because on clubdeportes.com you can see the quick quote from Quesadilla. You also say Diego Fagundes is the best. I mean, there is no doubt. Now, we said Stuber. It was, you know, like one of the guys that we can say, okay, he did his job. But Stuber, until now, he got 47 goals at his goal, you know.
Okay.
46.
All right, so, question.
How many he saved?
No.
120 probably?
That wasn't even the question. If that's what you're trying to compare it off, right? How many goals he conceded, right? Memo Ochoa, when he went to Europe, how bad was he over there?
Very
right?
bad. That's why he's back in America.
How bad was his defense?
It was bad, especially in France.
And I'm not trying to trash our defense by any means, man.
I think he did, right?
Yeah. Like, we got some work to do, obviously, right? We got some work to do, man. Like, I know if you tell me you're trying your best, hey, well, it's not enough. Hit the drawing board, all right? But Stuber's been immense.
No. I have no complaint about it. I mean, I said I'm just putting the numbers, the hard numbers on the table. Now, it's you know, we said, you know, it's like the grade. Well, we had 46. Now, when you see Gite is getting into the field, everybody like, one goal. I mean, we love him. He's good. He's doing his job. I mean, working. But he's or you know, like striker, one goal.
Imani,
yeah.
When you see Gita running into the box, how many people mark him?
No. I'm
not
come
always
on.
I mean, you're looking at the numbers, but like soccer isn't all about the numbers.
Yeah. Well, I want to address this as well, because I think this is just part of like being a little bit more patient with this team. Gite just got to the States. He's just getting settled. It's probably very different than Senegal, especially Austin, from what he's used to. He's in a new team.
He was in France.
But still, he's also like pretty young. He's still kind of a kid.
We sell French fries over here. So.
Yeah, and they're not the same. But
well,
like,
he's 20, 21, right?
Yeah,
and then on top of that,
he
look,
could be a senior at UT right now.
For his birthday, a lot of people in Los Verdes sent him a happy birthday. Some people tried to talk to him in English. He responded in French. I don't think he knows the language just yet, man.
No, and I'm not. You know, it's like I'm not like the same as Stuart. I'm not talking exactly about Stuart or Gite. I said we really celebrate everything he does, and we have one goal with him.
Yeah. It's called building confidence.
Well, it's like he's like no.
The visa situation must have been very scary for him. Like, it must have been a nightmare.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not talking really about his. You know, he's really good. I mean, we see him.
It's quality.
He was the one you mentioned on the beginning of the show. He was going to score that one, and then one before, and then one before. He was like he's always there. He moves. He's the one who helped winning the 2-0 against Galaxy. Okay, so we're on the same page on this. But what I'm saying is, people is crazy for not hungry, not crazy. People is hungry of an idol, of somebody, of the stars. You know, it's one goal. They say, yeah, you know, you did everything. I mean, if Romagna or Lima, they go in, everybody is gonna go crazy. If Fagundes, every time Fagundes is mentioned on the speaker, I asked his father the other day, so you know, what do you feel? Because he's like, Fagundes is really the star. I mean, and he's not really
Face is
that.
everywhere. You just look
Exactly. You
Yeah.
go on 640.
Yeah,
you see
you go down the interstate, you see that film.
and also, I open the iPad and I start watching something, and there is a Capital Chevrolet commercial with his face. And my daughter says, you know what? Can you my daughter told me that, can you kick the ball and go like on the car, between the car, and then go to the guy? I said, that's fake. I mean, it's not. I said, no, Fagundes can do that. I said, okay.
Quality player. He
True, like
can.
Dango is Austin FC's first legend, but I want to give it like people don't understand. I think figures like Mackenzie Gaines are so important for the legacy of the club. Like this is a first year of a new club. Mackenzie
Like
Gaines.
You know what? I think he's gonna be on Pepe's level very soon.
Yeah, like I think Mackenzie Gaines, if we play to his strengths, I think if we give him confidence, like why not? If we bring him on and we have him for the last 20 minutes of the game, let him run in behind. Let him run in behind and feed him the ball. Let him run. Let him outrun the defender. He's quick. Once he gets past that initial like 3 or 4 steps, like his acceleration just boom, he's gone. Just send him in
Yeah, but
behind.
the thing is not. This is we're not on a race competition. Because he gets there and then not the penalty kick on the
Colorado.
penalty that on Colorado. No, he did one on right here on Q2. Like he was just with the goalkeeper and he lost it. I mean, it's not really, but one of the things that I see, because I can feel. I mean, I'm like a sideline, very close to the players all the time. You can see him. He's very passionate. He's like, fuck, like he's getting mad because he missed a pass. Or because he missed something. And not all the players are like that.
Well, he wants it. Like I said, when Jesus was on, they said that some of those Dallas players are saying that they're playing for their city and they're playing for their families because they're Dallas natives. Here we got our first Austin native, man. And he's...
Wait. Not... Regrésame. Not the home run was advertised as Owen Wolf.
Yeah, look, man, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk on the kid, man. He's young. I'm not gonna talk on the kid.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the kid. I'm talking about the
Trying to rope
marketing
us into
director.
The marketing was terrible.
I'm talking about the marketing director. The one.
It was very controversial, and I think in some ways unfortunate because they could have made him the second homegrown player. Did they have to make him the first one? There was a lot going on there, and I won't say anything bad or negative. But you know what? We see you. Okay? We see you. We see what's going on there.
Look, because,
Listen, it better be worth it. It better be worth it.
I didn't even say the second one. I said he would be presented. If I was the marketing people there, I would say, you know what, Wolf, I know it's your son, but let's bring Juan Perez and let's bring Pedro Martinez and let's bring the 3 of them together, right? And then that's 3 guys. Wolf's kid is right there.
So like what I was gonna try to say right now is, even if because by advertising him as a homegrown player, there's a lot of pressure on any Austin native that plays for Austin FC, right? That's why Gaines gets that angry, right? Now there's unnecessary pressure on the 16-year-old kid that is bound to make a debut probably sometime in one of these last games.
Exactly, but he's gonna be on a debut when the game is 3-0. And it's already won because it's going to be like
that's what I'm saying. There's so much more added pressure to him because of that and because of the controversy. Now everybody's like looking at him and they're hoping. Some people are hoping that he fails.
Have you seen him?
That's not cool.
You're right.
I would
That's
never.
Some people
I
are hoping
don't.
he fails, man.
That's a very
not
good
cool.
thing.
You can
We're all on the
criticize
same.
it,
We're all on the same team,
don't think
man.
that's
At the end of the
cool.
day,
Yeah, you
it's like,
can't-
hey, look, I don't agree the way you're
but
presented.
that's true.
But I want you to succeed.
You see, because there's a lot of people who saying Wolf out. A lot of people is going to wish him bad. And that's the bad thing about.
What do you mean, like?
Yeah. Wait.
Claudio has set him up with a nice payday because his kid's on the payroll. He'll be fine.
Yeah, but this is the real stuff. Is I will say before it was just like few people. Right now, it's a lot of people who's not happy with Wolf. Anything that happened around Wolf is going to be controversial. Okay, so they are going to say they're going to wish man, just wait. He's 16. If it's not the time, wait until next season and bring him. It's going to be a new season. He's going to be 17 probably. I don't know when.
We also got the preseason now. He could actually start
Exactly. I mean, don't bring the pressure to him. What I was thinking is, and I said, I don't think Wolf was going to end the season. I mean, with this one on Sunday, I don't think it matters anymore. I mean, I think he's going to end it, and he's going to start making the plan, and he's going to be probably another. I don't know. But what I'm saying, the team is not the problem. The coaching is the problem, and the marketing. The marketing is awful. Ya nos vamos, ¿verdad? Okay, so let's finish. Anything you want to say? What do you think? What do you think is going to be? Give us about 3 minutes. What do you think is going to be the end of the season? How do you visualize Austin FC at the end of the season? We are at the end of the. Ponle la tabla. Okay.
Anyone who has the privilege and opportunity to go to Portland is going to have an amazing time. I think we're going to show out when people go to Portland. I have USA Mexico that same week, so unfortunately I won't be there unless there's some kind of a miracle. Any tech bros just want to pit me out. I'm totally cool. Just get the capo there. That'll never happen. But, hey, sometimes you just got to choose in life, and I got to do the USA Mexico. But what I will say is thank you to all the supporters that have come out. Anyone who's come to the stadium and contributed in the atmosphere the whole season.
Imani, you are going around and around. Tell me where Austin is going to be at the end. What do you think is going to be? I'm not talking about party. It's going to be a great party, and you guys are going to have fun. Whoever is going to go there is going to be. What do you think on the positions? What do you think Austin is going to be at the end of this?
I mean, I think we're going to get 3 points. I think we're going to get 3 points on Saturday. Hopefully we'll get off the bottom of the table. People keep asking me a lot. People ask me this a lot. This is important too because, capos are very unique. We pay money to not watch the game. So I feel like for us, it is a unique perspective on most things. But for me, people were like, what do you think? Do you think we're going to win much? And I told people this 2 months ago. I was like, for my own health and safety, I've given up on winning this season as a goal. I was like, I just want to have goals. I just want people to leave happy. People don't understand, when we lose a game and people leave that stadium with huge smiles on their faces that have never been to a soccer game before or have never been to an Austin FC game and they've we had the best time and we've lost, for me, that's a win. For me, I'm very focused on the culture. I can have opinions about the football. I can have opinions on all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not signing those checks to sign those players. What I can do is influence the culture. And when we're at the end of the season, we're already out of it. We want to win Copa Tejas. We got to go to war this weekend, right? But for me, personally, if you ask me this question, where I think about where we're at, because right now the results, I want to make sure we're scoring goals and keeping the fans happy. I want to make sure that, when our fans are in the stadium for the last home game of the season, that they feel fulfilled on the way out. Sometimes we don't win, but if we work hard and we give it our all and we score goals, people are happy about that. They feel vindicated. When we're telling people to sweat. Yeah. They're coming midweek. They're coming from work. They work all day. And we're come out and sing. And we're party with us and let's go. All we can ask for is that team to put on a performance that's worthy of entertainment. It is entertainment. So and that's what it's about.
Where do you see him on the table?
Where am I seeing on the table? I think we're gonna. I guess we're gonna move up in the table. I think we're gonna get 3 points.
Can you bring up the table again? Can you bring up the table one more time? I'd just like to point something out real quick.
Yeah,
we can do it.
We can be the best.
We can be the best Texas team.
Yeah,
all right?
We don't have any other thing to do.
And hold on, I think is that games played? Is that shown on there as well? No, it's not. I think Houston has a game in hand over us.
I mean,
I think we can do it.
I'm very superstitious.
No, games played 32.
There it is.
Yeah, Houston has 32.
Houston has a game in hand. I think Houston's bottom of the table at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm very superstitious, so I don't like to anger the football gods. I'm very superstitious.
Okay.
So forgive me for being purposely non-committal, but I'm this is we're in living on a prayer mode right now.
Yep.
We're just trying to hold on by the seat of our pants. We don't know what this team's gonna do. Sometimes we play great. Sometimes
we don't know what Wolf is gonna do.
Exactly.
There's that, but there's also the players as well. That's my thing. People are that's I don't want to anger the football gods, I will just
Do you
let
saw
it,
what
let it ride.
Austin FC did?
I'm gonna let it ride.
Now they put a picture and they say, "Oh, caption this photo." Man,
Yeah.
that was my idea.
Yeah, wasn't he like
Are
this
you
or
doing
something?
that?
Well, was that? No, you're the one that posted that.
Yeah, no. I've been posting it for weeks and weeks and weeks. But they did it today. They put name this picture or name this
Caption this picture.
caption, something like that. So man, they did it. They're learning marketing.
No.
Anyways, so your thing, I think. I think Austin FC is gonna be not the worst, but not the best. So it's gonna be one Texan on top, one Texan on the bottom. We're not gonna be the last ones. And before we go, muchas gracias, Quesadilla.
No,
Thank you very much. And we're gonna have you here more often.
I'd love to.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect.
I'd love to.
And I want to know your favorite song. What is your favorite song?
My favorite Austin FC song.
Yes.
Verde Submarine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like Selena's.
I've gone through different phases because we've been singing these songs, some of us, for years
Yeah.
now, and so like now it's like Verde Submarine. I like how that you can see the light in people's eyes where they start to say, "Oh, I like this. Okay, I want to join in."
You didn't sing. You didn't sing the one with the lights this weekend.
Makala.
Oh my God.
It does. It's. We did sing it.
Always
It was
sing it.
just a day game, so you couldn't see the lights. We
Oh,
didn't have
okay.
people put the lights up. It's a day game.
There you go.
But,
Pon
like,
otra vez
yeah.
esa. Pon otra vez esa.
Yeah, like
That's
But
the
yeah.
energy, man. That's the energy.
it is. But yeah, when you see that connection, when you see people buy into an experience they've never had before, I think that's super fun. Like I've been doing a lot of stuff for the NFL Rap, and I feel like last year I probably could have like moved to the UK and seen if I could make that happen over there, and probably had some really good friends that I could have gone to Liverpool matches and lived in the city for at least a little while, right? And I was like, no, I'm going back to Austin. Like, I used to live here, and I was like, no, I'm coming back. And they're like, why? And I was like, first of all, we've got amazing people, amazing soccer community here. It runs very, very deep throughout the entire city. You've got places like Haymaker. It's Carly Lloyd's last match today, so I'm going to be checking that on my way to work later. But also, we've got the Liverpool supporters group. We have a lot of great soccer culture. I trusted people to build something great here, and we're going to introduce the whole community to soccer. And I think Austin needs something that can kind of bring everyone together, and that's why I'm proud to be a part of it. And I'm like,
That's exactly what this is, man.
thrilled.
Ah, no, pero no tengo la
Hasta la muerte.
Okay, I heard that these guys are leaving this the end of the season. We're going to talk about that later on. All right, guys, thank you very much. Muchas gracias, Imani. I hope we can invite you again. Los Verdes. ¿Es Los Verdes o Luis Butón?
No, it's literally, hey,
I'm trying to do it correctly for like
go.
the yeah.
There you go.
I had it right.
Okay,
I was
guys.
like, don't dance with me.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for being with us. Yo soy Jorge Iturralde. Don't forget to follow us, clubdeportes.com, at Club Deportes on Twitter, at Jorge Iturralde on Twitter also. You can follow us on Instagram. We're trying to work for you guys. We're trying to do the best for you. And having these guys is it's a hard work to try to put together people from inside to this table. Thank you very much. See you next week.